Stop asking and start thinking. Everything in your life, and you will see how you will have much more of what you are grateful for. If there is one thing that is incredibly powerful in attracting and manifesting everything you want, and it never fails, it is gratitude. You may wonder why this is so. Quite simply, wherever you put your focus and energy is what ends up coming into your life. What happens when you start desperately asking for something to happen or come into your life? Well, you are in a state of scarcity. You are sending the wrong signals. You are saying that you don't have what you want. Your focus and energy is fixed on not having. Curiously, the people who have the least have less and less unless they change their mentality, and the people who have the most grow more and more in personal and material wealth. Surely you have noticed that there are people who get one job after another, and others who do not find any, or those that appear are quite precarious. You may also have noticed that there are people who have incredible personal relationships, while others always find themselves in conflict with conflicting people. Similarly, it happens in the economic field. People who are always in economic shortage, and when they get to be in bonanza, something happens as a fine, a theft, or a spill in the home, making him back again in its economy. On the other hand, there are also others who manage to have more and more money and belongings. It is up to you to think that all this is the result of chance or good or bad luck. Of course you can think that way, but I will tell you that with this thinking you will never change your current situation. If you become aware and start practicing gratitude, I can assure you that your life will change in less time than you can imagine. Gratitude will not only bring you more easily the life you desire, it is also the great antidote against depression, against anxiety, against mental and spiritual poverty. When you are grateful, you are inevitably reprogramming your mind. It is impossible to be grateful and feel bad. Gratitude activates understanding. If you are going through a bad situation, be grateful for the learning that situation is showing you, even if you can't understand it right now. Do it. Your mind will be confused, but you know what will happen when you are grateful for a bad situation. Your mind will start looking for the good part of what happened. Really, I know you may not understand this. Everything in life happens for a reason, and when you can't see that positive part or lesson it entails, thankfulness will make your mind show it to you. It will lower your worry level and anxiety level. It will be much easier for your mind to find a solution to the problem. But most of all, your vibration will rise and you will resonate with a prosperous and fulfilling life. Do you know anyone whose life is going great and who is a negative and complicated person? Not at all. These people also have problems, which they call circumstances to solve. When you have a problem or disagreement with life, say, okay, right now I can't see the lesson or benefit of this problem, but I am grateful to be shown the great lesson that I can't see right now. I assure you that the solution will eventually show itself to you or even resolve itself. When you practice gratitude, abundance comes into your life like a train. Abundance bursts into your life as if it were breaking down the door, so much so that even the door will surprise you. Be grateful for everything in your life. Don't focus on what you don't have. Be grateful for what you do have. If you focus on what you do have, you will be vibrating with abundance. It's the best way to connect with what you want to achieve. It is amazing to me that many people still pray from scarcity. They ask for better health, to get out of poverty, to get rid of such and such a problem, and so on. If they knew that all they are doing is aggravating the situation, they would never ask for anything again. In this way, We have to ask from gratitude. Do you know what an offering is? An offering is making a gift from gratitude. No one makes an offering out of fear and lack. Offerings are from thankfulness. All the rest are false offerings. It has nothing to do with being religious. Believer to practice gratitude. True gratitude is when you feel internally and with others in an abundant way. With gratitude, you will embrace all types of abundance: personal, familial, economic, emotional, etc. Gratitude will direct you towards a full and abundant life, but to do so you must first feel abundant internally. According to the universal laws, as above, so below, and as within, so without. You must feel grateful for yourself and others. It is the first step to becoming abundant with everything around you. Science has studied how being grateful makes us feel and has been able to prove that our brain and body chemistry changes favorably, producing a beneficial balance. This means that your body will come into such balance that your health, resonance, and energy will be elevated. Everything in the universe resonates, and all energy has an attraction. Your thoughts and feelings are also energy and therefore produce a resonance that connects with the universe, divinity, and life. Being grateful is essential to receive more. You reject or are not grateful for what you have. Life receives the appropriate signals to take away even the little you may have. For it understands that this is what you will be sending with your resonance. Whoever has gratitude, more will be given to him, and he will have much more abundance. Hundreds of years have passed since these words were revealed. And the sad thing is that a very large part of the population does not pay attention to them. You are in time to understand them, internalize them, and change your life. Gratitude is total abundance with which you will not change any aspect of your life, but all of them. You will become more prosperous, improve your relationships, your money, your health, and all aspects of your being. Gratitude is rejoicing in the abundance of others and wishing the best for everyone, because there is wealth for everyone. When you rejoice in the successes and abundance of others, you are attracting it to yourself, as you cannot give or wish for anything that you are not. In the Holy Scriptures, it was already said that whoever has, more will be given to him, and whoever does not have, even the little he might have will be taken away from him. This message may seem somewhat unfair, as it seems to say that the rich will become richer and the poor will become poorer. These words were the prelude to the law of vibration and resonance, for you attract what you become. You are abundant inwardly and desire abundance for others. This is what life will bring you. You stop to think for a moment. You will surely realize that people who have thoughts of doubt, envy, and poverty are lacking a happy, full, and abundant life. Gratitude works always and for everyone. And if these people would begin to feel inner gratitude, gratitude for all that they have, and gratitude for all that is to come, their lives would change much faster than they could ever imagine. With gratitude, you contribute to making the world a better place, and that is doing good. When you do good, you are positively influencing people, thus helping others to be abundant. What do you think will happen in your life? No one gives what they don't have, and no one receives what they can't have. It means that you will have become a channel of abundance, and that is precisely what your life will become. A life full of abundance. Gratitude connects people to something greater than themselves as individuals, whether it is other people, nature, or a higher power. The simple gesture of giving thanks for everyday acts will brighten your life and the lives of others. Do it from the beginning of the day. From the moment you get out of bed, give thanks for the beautiful and wonderful day ahead of you. Give thanks for the tasty breakfast you will have. Give thanks for the great people around you. Give thanks for the lessons in whatever happens. Even if you can't understand it at first, be thankful for all that you have and possess. This is the best way to connect with an abundant universe and have great and valuable things happen in your life. One of the things necessary to be able to manifest and attract what you want into your life is to have a high vibration. Many people wonder what it is to have a high vibration. It's simple. As you may already know, the universe responds to your requests by resonance. That resonance is caused by an energy, and that energy is triggered and transmitted through you by your feelings, which are based on your beliefs and emotions. It could be summarized in that you attract into your life what you resonate with. That is, you attract what expresses your vibration. A low vibration is linked to fear, anger, envy, hatred, resentment, and being closed. The good that life brings you, on the other hand, a high vibration appears when you are full of love, joy, happiness, gratitude, and open to the possibilities that life brings you. Many people's limiting beliefs cause them to live in fear and hopelessness. They would like to have a much more prosperous life, but the very fear that generates the possibility of not getting what they want generates a low vibration. This low vibration is like when you put two equal poles of the same magnet together. They repel each other, and it is impossible to bring them together. Surely you have noticed that when a person has a problem, you notice it without having to say anything, because somehow you are perceiving it. Likewise, when a person is full of joy and happiness, you feel great around them, and it makes your day. This you perceive without them having to say anything is their energy field. Everything in this universe has a vibration and attracts or repels with its different or similar. That is why there are people with whom you find yourself liking or disliking, simply because of their presence. The same happens with places. There are places that transmit peace and, on the other hand, others generate stress. Everything has an energy that vibrates and interacts with the universe and the environment. You have an energy that changes depending on how you feel. When you have a high vibration, you have such vitality that you dare and can do anything you set your mind to. The universe will take care of providing the necessary instruments so that the coincidences happen and everything seems easy and simple. This is when you bring out your manifesting power. None of this is magic. It is just vibration and resonance. It is the way to connect with divinity to have a prosperous life. Already in the ancient texts it was said, man is made in the image and likeness of God. Call it God, universe, cosmos, universal wisdom, whatever you are comfortable with, as it all refers to the same thing. With this you can deduce that if man is made in the image and likeness of God, there is no doubt that you are a creator and manifester. If you understood that God creates through you and that you only fulfill your will, you would achieve anything you set your mind to. Gratitude cannot be used as a tool with which to manipulate God, a mechanism with which to deceive the universe. You cannot lie to yourself. Your mind knows the truth of your thoughts. You say thank you, my God, for this or that, and at the same time it is clear that this is not in your present reality. You are assuming that God is less clear than you are and therefore producing that reality in you. God knows what you know, and what you know is what shows up in your reality. But then, how can you really be grateful for something if it may not be present? The answer to this is the word faith. If you have even just the equivalent faith of a mustard seed, you will move mountains. You will know that it is present because God is present, because even before you ask, the universe will have answered, because it will have told you in every conceivable way through any teacher, act, or situation. Yet there are so many people who say that their prayers have gone unanswered. But I will tell you that this is impossible. No prayer goes unanswered, for a prayer is nothing more than a fervent affirmation of what already is. Any prayer, any thought, any affirmation, any feeling is creative to the extent that it is fervently held as a truth. To that same extent, it will have manifested itself in your experience. When a prayer is said to be unanswered, what really happens is that the most fervently held thought, word, or feeling has become operative. But what you have to know, and that is the secret, is that behind the thought there is always another thought, what we might call the primary thought, which is the one that controls the thought. Therefore, if you roll over and plead, there seems to be a much smaller chance that you will experience what you think you have decided, because the primary thought behind every plea is that at that moment you do not have what you want. That primary thought becomes your reality. The only primary thought that can ignore this thought is one founded on faith that God will grant whatever is asked of him without fail. Some people possess this kind of faith, but these are very few. The process of prayer is much easier when, instead of believing that God will always say yes to every request, one intuitively understands that one's own request is not necessary. Then prayer becomes a prayer of thanksgiving. It is not a petition at all, but an affirmation of gratitude for what already is. Can you think that in a prayer of affirmation, God does nothing and that everything happens by the simple fact of praying? You believe that God is an omnipotent being who hears all prayers and answers yes to some, no to others, and we will see about the rest. You are wrong. On what basis would God grant some and deny others? You believe that God is the one who creates and decides everything that affects your life. You are wrong. God is the observer, not the creator, and God is willing to help you live your life, but not from supplication. God's function is not to create or not to create the circumstances or conditions of your life. God has created you in his image and likeness. Man has created the rest through the power God gave to man himself. God created the process of life and life itself as you know it, but God gave you the free will to do with your life as you willed. In this sense, your will for you is God's will for you. You are living your life because of your beliefs and requests. God doesn't care what you do. And that may be hard for you to accept, but you care. What are your children playing at? It's important to you. If they play at hide and seek or hide and seek, it's not, because you know they are perfectly safe, because you've left them in an environment that you consider favorable and appropriate. Of course, you will always trust them not to get hurt, and if they do, you will do well to help them, heal them, and allow them to feel safe again, to be happy again, to play again another day. But you don't worry about that other day either if they decide to play hide and seek or pretend. Of course, you will warn them that the games are dangerous, but you can't stop your children from doing dangerous things, at least not always, not at all times in their lives. Many people have projected on God the role of father and, consequently, have created a God who judges, rewards or punishes based on how good they believe they have been up to that moment. This is a real failure, and therefore, the prayers of these people are from fear and scarcity. If these people prayed from a prayer of gratitude, they would be creators and manufacturers of their own lives. Gratitude is having faith. It is knowing that what you do and feel is totally in accordance with your actions. It is not having doubts that things will happen as you plan, and above all, that God always supports you in what you think, feel, and do. When you choose the action promoted by love, then you will have achieved more than just success. You will fully experience the glory of who you really are and who you can become. I assure you that if your thoughts and prayers are of gratitude, Leave a comment saying I am gratitude with the universe and feel your creative and manifesting power. I can assure you that when you start to be grateful for everything that happens in your life, you will become a full and abundant person. Do you want to be grateful with me? Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to know that you are on the other side and that you connect with me. You will make me very happy. Now go to the next video to continue learning how to manifest the life you desire. But not before giving a like. Hit the little bell and remember to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of the following videos on how to be more abundant. I wish you the best in your life and see you in the next video.